Hello students, I Sheetal Baria from Saraswat International Academy welcome you to the science class. Today we'll be discussing chapter number 3 Fiber to Fabric part 2. Chapter number 3 Fiber to Fabric part 2. In this session we will be discussing about silk, how we get the silk fibers from the silkworm. Silk fibers are animal fibers. Silkworms spin the silk fibers. The rearing of silkworm for obtaining silk is called sericulture. The business that is done for obtaining silk from the silkworms is called sericulture. Before we learn the process of obtaining silk, let us study about the life history of the silk moth. Life history of the silk moth. The female silk moth lays hundreds of eggs from which hatch larvae called caterpillars or silkworms. The next stage of the caterpillar is the pupa. The caterpillar first weaves a net to hold itself like a web. Then it swings its head from side to side in the form of the figure of 8. During these movements of the head, the caterpillar secretes fiber made of a protein which hardens on exposure to air and becomes silk fiber. So, the caterpillar, it secretes a juice like fiber which is made up of protein and it hardens when it is exposed to air. Soon the caterpillar covers itself by the silk fibers in that same 8 direction and it completely covers itself, and inside it turns into pupa. This covering is known as the cocoon. So a cocoon is formed in the shape of 8, going on round and round till it is completely closed and the pupa is formed inside the cocoon. The further development of the pupa into moth continues inside the cocoon. So the pupa turns into moth inside the cocoon itself. The silk yarn is obtained from the cocoon of the silk moth. So we get that silk fiber from the cocoon of the silk moth. There is a variety of silk moths and the silk yarn they yield is different in texture. So we can say that there are variety of silk moths species. There are difference in the species and so they yield different type of texture, and so we get different type of silk from different types of silk moths. There are different types of silk: the tassar silk, the moga silk, the kasa silk. The mulberry silk moth is the most common silk moth. The silk obtained from this cocoon from the mulberry silk moth is soft and lustrous, elastic and can be dyed in beautiful colors. So the best quality of silk we get from the mulberry silk moth. Sericulture is a very old occupation in India. India produces plenty of silk on a commercial scale. That India has a large production of silk that it can export to other countries also, or it is done for business purpose.